Today, I would like to talk about package universes, which is a topic that I have been tackling from a very technical angle lately. I've been talking about Diverse, which is a package that allows you to document your universe in a single place. And today, I'm going to take a different angle. I'm going to be talking about something more abstract, which is the idea that a universe of packages, and in particular the package Diverse, allows you to create a layer of abstraction on top of the contents of your universe that it can be pretty useful. And I'm going to show you one story, tell you one story that illustrates how it was useful, or it is useful in one way. But before I get into the details, let me first talk about two people that I think are great thinkers in terms of first deciding why you would want to have a collection of art packages. So one is Miles, and he wrote, among other things, he wrote a blog post. Let me go all the way up here to show you the title here. So it's called Patterns of and Anti-Patterns of Data Analysis Reuse. Here you will find a few alternatives or a description of the evolution of a code base towards the kind of ultimate state, which is a universe of software packages that can be used. In this case, it focuses on software that is meant to be used internally. Another thinker along those lines is Emily, and she wrote another blog post called Building a Team of Internal Art Packages, which I think predates the one of Miles, by the way. Is it? Let's see. 24, yeah, this one is from 24 and this one is from 21. And she also gives a really, really nice explanation about how useful internal packages can be, and she also compares them with more general use open source packages. So for context about why you might want to modularize your system into a collection of art packages, those are great resources. But then the story that I want to tell you. So a while back, I worked on a collection of art packages called R2DII. So we had a bunch of packages that happily lived in an organization called 2 Degrees Investing. And that is why I think maybe it was my idea to call them R2DII. So 2DII for the short form, how we refer to that organization, and the R because it was on our package, and because the number 2 is not a valid way to start the name of an R package. And that's how these packages got named. Except that there was a problem. After a while, the project moved to a different organization. No longer it belonged to to DII, but now it belongs to RMI. And poor RMI now is stuck with a collection of packages that have the name of a different organization in it. So now you're starting to probably smell the idea that if you have a universe of packages on top of this, it doesn't really matter what's the name of the packages, as long as you update the name of the universe, right? And you promote that, then people will still find the content without even needing to know the details behind. So that's the point that I want to make today. But let's dive a little deeper into that story, just to make it even more more compelling. So not only the packages change from one organization to the other, making the name of the packages obsolete, but also the original organization, which was, remember, called 2DII, or 2 Degrees Investing Initiative, also changed its name, and now it's called Theia Finance Lab. So this is to illustrate that, okay, names do change. For people maybe watching this video, they're also familiar with, for example, a name from RStudio Deposit, a company that is very present in a lot of people that use R. So companies do change their names, and even projects might change their names. So when after kind of feeling the pain of having chosen a bad name, the next time I had to name a collection of art packages, I didn't give it the name of the organization. I chose to give it the name of the project, which it felt to me a little less volatile. And I think, in this case, for example, the TIL project belongs to the Theia Finance Lab organization, but I didn't call that collection Theia. I called it TILT because TIL was the project nested within Theia. I think the same idea was in parallel, although I haven't discussed them with the people in this team, but I think the same idea was in the heads of the people who named Pactaverse, and not RMI. So now the same people that were involved working with me in the R2AI collection then went on to build more packages, now in RMI, and they also didn't call it RMI. They called it Pactaverse because Pacta is the name of the project, nested within RMI. So I think, in parallel, we were both burned, one time and kind of learned the lesson and named our next universe of R packages after the name of the project. Although I'm not convinced that's still the ultimate solution, because maybe projects can also change their names. But at least, having a global search or a package like Diverse that allows you to very easily find the contents in your packages makes the name of the packages themselves a little less important. So it doesn't really matter, what these things are called. If I have a global search, I can always type something. If I'm trying to find, something that relates to data, right, in this collection of our packages. If I have a global search, I just type data in that box and see, where data pops up, right? So it pops up, and what I care about is the names of the functions that I see here to see if that makes sense to me, regardless of the packages, which are the ones here on the far right column, right? It doesn't really matter because I can still click here, and regardless of, I don't need to know the name of the package, I will still land in the correct website, which is that package that I don't need to know about. And the same for this other one here, which this will send me to a completely different package, but I don't need to know about that, right? So again, today I'm presenting this idea of how having a layer of abstraction on top of your collection of internal R packages, or maybe not internal, maybe they are published on CRAN, as we did with the R2AI ecosystem, allows you to provide your users with an interface that abstracts them from the need to know the specific names of the package. So if you made a mistake like me that named the packages in a way that was absolutely suboptimal, you still have a second chance. You can create a universe of package, a universe, an abstraction. You made the package for your universe and name it however it makes sense for you now, which probably is more after what the collection does. So for the R2AI collection, it would be some it's a collection of packages that deals with understanding the climate impact, and it's used by financial institutions. So it might be called something like financial climate or something like that. The goal of the package will, as long as the packages live, the goal will be there. But who owns that code might change. So there you go. Today we had a very very abstract conversation about why you might even want to have a universe of packages and how Diverse might help you in that.